Welcome to Crypto Radio. We interview the top thinkers and entrepreneurs in the blockchain and cryptocurrency industry. We also cover topics like trading, investing, and ICOs. We're your hosts, Mike Gilliland, Michael Pohl, Chris Sparks, and Yuvi Ivanova. We're entrepreneurs, crypto investors, and co-founders of a new blockchain investment platform called CoSyndicate.io. We created CoSyndicate and Crypto Radio to make crypto investing a better experience for you.
Welcome to Crypto Radio. I'm your host, Yuvi Ivanova. In this next installment of the Founder Interview Series, our guest is Alex Kravets, the founder and CEO of XTRADE. XTRADE is a new cryptocurrency platform that helps solve the common problems in the fragmented crypto market. For example, the difficult navigation through multiple accounts on crypto exchanges or waiting too long for your orders to be executed. These guys are creating 4 products based on blockchain that could bring crypto trading to the standard of Wall Street technologies. They're raising $45 million to build the platform and make all of this happen, and the public token sale began on February 10, 2018. Today, Alex walks us through the idea behind XTRADE, the products, the roadmap, the team, and all the other things you need to know. For all the show notes, go to cryptoradio.io/xtrade. So why don't we start with your elevator pitch?
Sure. So my name is Alex Kravets. I'm the co-founder and the CEO of XTRADE.io. And what we're doing is we're fixing some of the problems in the cryptocurrency space, such as fragmented markets, varying APIs, and difficult order entry systems by creating products from the Wall Street space that we're all from. So it's essentially one API to access all markets, one trading platform to be able to place orders normally across multiple markets without having to use multiple web pages, program where you can actually trade across multiple markets by using our liquidity. So you just open one account with one exchange and trade at every other exchange, and a dark pool to allow large institutional orders to execute quickly and without moving the actual trading markets. Sort of a safe place to transact in large blocks. We're already built the first product, and we're running a token sale Q1 of 2018 in the next few weeks to raise our funds. We're doing $45 million in a hard cap, and that is basically mostly to do the liquidity aggregation portion of our product. So we're excited to bring the product to the space. We think it's really needed. We've gotten a lot of great feedback, a lot of awesome supporters, and that's kind of where we're at with it.
Cool. So why did you start this project?
Well, I started trading crypto. I have 12 years as a trader, as running a brokerage firm from an operational standpoint, in market data, execution, co-location, high-frequency trading. And so I know how things should be working. And I saw the opportunities in the crypto markets to trade and make money because the arbitrage opportunities between markets are so great. In equity space, things settle in one place. In crypto, they settle in each individual market, so there's a lot of arbitrage. But the problem is the interfaces really suck. Basically, everything's a web page, and even if you try to write an algorithm to trade, you have to write to each individual exchange's API. So if you have 5 exchanges, you have to write to 5 APIs, 10 APIs. It's a huge pain. And so I saw the opportunity to create a product that would fix a lot of these problems simply by leveraging what's already out there in the financial space and bridging the gap between Wall Street and crypto. And so that's exactly what we're doing.
Do you have any competitors in this space?
We have some competitors, but mostly they're doing kind of different things. One is Coinigy, which does a web-based platform to trade across multiple markets, but they're slow and they're using not industrial-grade APIs. It's more like for the retail investor, sort of like a Quantopian product. The second company is Omega One. And what they're doing is they're taking large orders and working them across multiple markets for you. But the problem there is that the orders are actually visible on their chain, and they do all the execution. With us, we're more about providing direct market access to active traders and funds that actually know how to trade. Another one is Coin out of Japan, so they're doing a pretty good job on doing liquidity aggregation. Their coin actually acts as a fungible mechanism between other coins. But for us, again, we're more of a direct market access product that's allowing people to trade directly with the markets without going through a different coin or a different layer. We're simply facilitating multi-market execution in a very direct and efficient manner and acting as the backbone for a lot of these transactions and also for a lot of different systems that do other multi-asset class executions. So we're not just a platform for the front-end user. We're also a white label platform that you can take and actually put into the back end of your system to trade crypto. So we're that industrial institutional product. That's not really there yet. So there's really no competitor as far as what we're doing. And we're excited to be the first ones to bring this kind of solution to the market.
And how far along are you guys with the project right now?
Pretty far. So we've built the first product. We're actually like an ICO that has a product, which is rare in the space. And so the product is the Fix API. In the financial space, every order entry system and the market data system, is written in different languages and obviously has different parameters, but they all communicate with one language called FIX, which stands for Financial Information Exchange. It's been around for 25 years. And so most institutions and traders actually know how to write to that API to trade everywhere else. They've been doing it for a very long time. And so we're writing a system in that language so that you can actually write just to our FIX API and then trade multiple markets at the same time. That's already built. We just have to add more markets to it. That's going to be released in production at the end of Q1 of this year, of 2018. And then subsequent to that, we simply add a trading software layer on top of that, which we already have in place. We just have to put it into production in the next few months. And then we do liquidity aggregation. We open multiple accounts and employ our trading algos to execute across multiple markets from just one account at a partner exchange, which we already have a partner with CEX.io. And that's really it. So we're pretty confident we'll be able to deliver because this is off-the-shelf stuff for us. We've already built this. My partners built these systems for many years. So there's really no challenges here beyond implementation, which we're fairly comfortable with. And the last product, which is the dark pool, we have a matching engine that we can use and essentially a fiat partner that can take fiat deposits. So somebody can wire $10 million into a bank account, go through KYC, AML. We can facilitate the crypto side of the transaction. And the bank can facilitate the fiat side. And that's also very simple, especially because the liquidity is not displayed. That's something we can implement fairly quickly as well. So we're basically built our first product, and we have the other ones that are going to come up fairly quick based on our roadmap, and we're pretty excited about it.
Cool. Yeah, you've mentioned a few things that you guys have on your roadmap. What else do you have planned for the next 6 to 12 months?
Well, I think the 4 products is enough. It's really, we're going to focus on building the 4 things that we think are very important as the primary drivers for liquidity in the space. And from there, obviously, just client acquisition. We've had a lot of interest from institutions, from traders, from a lot of my previous clients in the brokerage space who ran large groups of traders in China and in other countries that are very interested in trading crypto on a massive scale. They just really don't have a platform to do it. And so it's simply a matter of connecting the dots that we already have to create relationships, to leverage our existing relationships and technologies to bring sort of the technology that we're used to the crypto space to kind of make it a little more modern, a little more efficient, and a little less prone to volatility and bring a little more liquidity to the markets. We think that's very important for crypto right now because it moves very quickly and it's very fragmented. And it has to be a little more centralized as far as being able to access multiple markets without having to open 100 accounts or having to write to 100 different programs or to open 9 web pages. And so we're solving that very, very basic problem. And we think it's going to be really, really great for the trading space and the crypto environment right now.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys are positioned really well with that. It's solving some real problems.
Yeah. No, it's very visceral. Anybody who trades crypto knows about it. You have to open an account, and you have to wait for it to get approved, and then you have to send money, and then sometimes you don't get your money back, and sometimes you click on the order, it doesn't go through, and you can only do limited market orders, and your stop orders don't work, and it's just kind of a nightmare, right? And if you have multiple accounts, it's just like that times 20, that times 30, whatever it is. And so, because it's not twice as hard if you have 2 accounts, it's 4 times as hard to do it at the same time. And then we're basically just solving that very simple problem by creating an interface that's going to allow you to trade quickly and easily across all your accounts without having to deal with a lot of these issues that the exchanges are currently experiencing. And so, yeah, it's fairly basic but fairly useful. It's an infrastructure project. It's not a moonshot. It's not a tokenization of your CAD. It's not something ethereal, if you will. It's really something very direct, very basic. It's a very simple solution, complex, but for us, simple solution to a very basic problem that's experienced by pretty much everybody in the space, and where the infrastructure play to facilitate that movement to make the markets better as far as trading is concerned.
Mm-hmm. And so what are some of the milestones and challenges that will determine your success in this?
I guess the milestones initially is going to be to complete our token sale, which looks pretty good at this point. We have quite a substantial amount committed, more than we actually need in our pre-sale whitelist indications. We've done pretty well with raising funds privately as well, and so we feel very strongly that we'll hit our target, or we'll have enough to actually execute on our vision. From there, it's just a matter of coding to create the projects that we need, to hire the right people to propagate the product. And again, we have plenty of people there. So I think really the challenge is just simply execution, just bringing the technology that we have into the space that needs it. As far as working with exchanges, we can simply write to the exchanges API. We don't really need to have any sort of specific relationship. So that's really good. And As far as liquidity aggregation, again, we have our partner exchange already. We can, I think, fairly quickly add a few more that we need, but we can really work with the one that we have. So it's really just implementation and carrying out our vision just by the execution of the projects.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us about your team? Let's start with your core team.
Sure. So it's myself. I started as a proprietary trader, trading equities in the year 2001. I basically was sat in front of a computer and told to make money or else. And I guess it was or else. And from there, we basically built a brokerage firm around our trading platform, which was a clearing firm, a broker-dealer. We catered pretty much to every facet of the market, for high-frequency traders to a simple, investor who dollar cost averages $100 every quarter. And so I'm very familiar with the full vertical of market data, execution, trading software, settlement, clearing, support, risk management, back office systems, front office systems, trade reporting, pretty much everything that's in that space I know, because I literally had to do it as we grew. My partner, Sergey Gulko, owns Axon Software. He's built, modified, added to, removed from, and created systems in the space from market data, from execution, from colocation, from high-frequency trading for retail platforms, even like gambling platforms and FX platforms, equities, derivatives. So he's literally built this stuff from the ground up over and over again. He's very knowledgeable. So we're taking a lot of the stuff that he's built off the shelf, literally, and plugging it in to what we need to build. Our other COO partner, John Giacobbe, has worked at Goldman and JP Morgan, has a great set of relationships in the institutional space. Was instrumental in getting our initial indications of interest from clients and investors, and is very well connected and is able to facilitate those relationships. So that's going to be a very strong point on the client acquisition side and also the operational side. He's very qualified as an operation and actually in an entrepreneurial space as well. So it's a really good fit for us. From there, we have multiple developers that work under Sergey, I think 6 or 7 guys at this point. We have a great growth team, a marketing team, a PR team. We have really great advisors ranging from the CEO of Divisa Capital, Moshe Tomasian, who just joined us. It's a large FX broker out of the UK. They just raised $100 million last year. They have like 4 different operations that they run in the FX space. We have people that anchor CNBC. We have guys who created products in the space like the SPAC product, pioneers like Stephen Wasserman, Lex Sokolin, who's some of the, one of the best newsletter publishers in the space, who kind of basically writes the book on hedge funds and crypto funds, and is able to make a lot of connections for us as well. So very well-rounded team, very active in the space, both from the crypto side, from the financial side, and so we've been very lucky to have these individuals work with us, and we feel that there's a lot of complementary synergies there that will help us execute our vision now and in the years to come from these individuals.
All right, so let's talk about your tech. Can you explain the utility value of your token?
Absolutely. So the token is a pure utility token meant to be used to pay for services on our network. So all of our fees, like execution fees, market data fees, because we're actually going to aggregate all the market data from multiple exchanges and create a normalized feed, which is very useful to anybody who trades, who creates data products, creates data reference products like daily crosses and things like that, like the CME and other guys. And so another product that we have is colocation. So you can actually write your API and put it in our data center environment. We have colocations in Chicago and New Jersey, DC3 and NY4. So your latency is like 1.5 milliseconds to the exchange versus 200 milliseconds over the internet. And so those charges will be denominated in tokens. So every charge that we have will be denominated in tokens. And if you hold a certain amount of tokens, you'll have a 40% off on all the charges. And essentially, the token is used as a utility token to pay for services. It's an ERC20 token. So that's our use case for the token, payment of services utility, very simple. And technology behind what we're doing is pure financial technology. It's been around for a very long time, but we know exactly how to implement. So it's a universal API based on the FIX protocol for market data and for execution. So we're able to write to one set of specs and be able to trade everywhere with multiple exchanges. Downloadable platforms that we've built and facilitated and created, obviously also standalone applications that have end-to-end encryption that are not web pages, not subject to man-in-the-middle attacks that go over private internet, over whitelisted IPs, matching engine technology, market data technology, low latency, high frequency execution, infrastructure, hardware, just basically very advanced financial technology and the hardware and software applications that we're leveraging coming from the equity trading and the FX trading space into the cryptocurrency space.
Mm-hmm. And can you tell us about your marketing plans for, let's say, the next 6 to 12 months?
Sure. So right now we're focused primarily on running the ICO. As far as the marketing for the product itself, we have a long wait list of people who are waiting to use the product. Basically, everyone we've ever talked to wants to trade using our product, and I think you know that from personal experience. Some of the people that we've talked to, and essentially, we don't see any issues getting our first reference clients in. From there, it's just a matter of attending trade shows, going to the right events, networking with the people that we already know, offering solutions to the people that really, really, really need them. We're selling, water to very thirsty people here, honestly, who want to enter the space but don't really have a way to do so that's mitigated in a way that, that's normalized for them. Obviously, getting out there as far as doing the actual digital marketing and all the relevant accoutrements that go with that, but essentially it's just relationships. It's people that we know in the space, people we've built systems for, people that we can partner with who can offer our product on top of their existing suite of services, which is very attractive to them and to us and to their clients. So just creating those win-win-win situations across the entire line of our delivery system for our products, which we know how to do. We've done this in the past, and we're going to be doing this in the future as well.
Mm-hmm. And are you targeting people globally?
Initially, we're targeting institutional and high-frequency traders, people who have order entry systems. That's for the FIX API, and that's primarily focused in the U.S. Initially because that's our core market. But obviously, as soon as we launch our more of a worldwide XTRADE Pro trading product, we'll be targeting people worldwide that basically trade. Anybody who actively trades can use this product. And so that's an easy thing to kind of propagate around the space. And liquidity aggregation obviously is very attractive. So anybody who can open an account at one of our partner exchanges will be able to trade everywhere else. So that's quite useful. So we think it's really a worldwide population that's our target down the next few quarters. And the products that we're building are very complementary to that mission. So initially it's going to be the high frequency guys and institutions, and then from there more towards that middle market of active traders.
All right, so let's talk about your token sale. How much money are you raising, and what's your hard cap?
So we're raising $45 million. 70% of that money is going to be used for our liquidity aggregation product, because we actually need to put accounts in multiple exchanges, do trades and move the positions around back and forth, do settlement continuously between multiple exchanges. And so based on the current trading volumes of, let's say, 10 to 20 billion, let's say a 1% market share, we'll probably need about 200 million. Based on exchange margins, it's 3 to 4 to 1 to do that. And then obviously we can leverage inter-exchange margin that already exists, credit lines from other places that we're very familiar with. So that's kind of what our target is. And we're pretty successful as far as having raised a substantial amount of that at this point, and we have a very good set of indications on our pre-sale whitelist, which is still just starting to fill up. I think we have about 2,500 people on there so far, which is pretty good. And so that's what we're doing as far as the raise is concerned. Right now we're just about to launch a public pre-sale on February 20th, which will announce terms to those people who whitelist. If you go to xtrade.io/whitelist, you'll be able to register for the whitelist. It's for U.S. accredited investors and investors outside the U.S. that would like to participate. And if you'd like more information, just go to xtrade.io. You can join our Telegram chat. I think we just crossed the 3,000 mark as far as membership there. And you can ask questions. We have a chat bot that's happy to answer, as well as us. And we're all over our social media. You can check there as well. But primarily, if you register for the whitelist, you'll be able to get more information about that.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask about the founders tokens. Is there a vesting period?
Yeah, so we are locked up for 6 months on the founder and the team tokens.
And what is the date of the crowd sale?
We don't really know if we'll do a crowd sale yet, because based on what we're seeing on our side, we probably won't get there. But if we do, it'll be towards March, very likely, and that's when we're actually going to generate all the tokens to distribute to everybody that participated in the sale, in the sale before that. And so the next step for us, the next major step, is going to be the public pre-sale, which we're focusing on in the next week and a half or so. And that's going to be on the 20th.
Okay. And what's the estimated date that the tokens will be distributed?
Again, it's going to be at the token generation event, which is equal to the public crowd sale, but that might not be necessary. So we're going to determine that date very soon. Following the public pre-sale, it's going to be very likely in March, and we'll announce that as soon as we possibly can.
All right, great. So let's finish with a quick pitch. Why should people get involved in your project?
We're different than a lot of other ICOs in the sense that we're not creating very lofty goals and creating a product that we're going to deliver in a year or 6 months that may or may not work, that may or may not have users. We're not trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist. We are looking at very simple problems in the trading space that everybody's familiar with. We have very, very effective solutions that have been around for 25, 30 years that we know how to build, that we know how to implement, that we have the experience in doing. And so our project will be successful simply because we're addressing a real problem with a real solution, and we're really the first ones to do it. And so it's very, very much a picks and shovels type of play, an infrastructure project, a real project that brings real technology to a real problem and creates real solutions for real users, which is most of the cryptocurrency trading community, because everybody that invests pretty much trades. And everybody has those same pain points, which we're hoping to solve. So I really think it's going to be something that's very, very beneficial to the space in terms of trading interfaces, in terms of adding liquidity from institutions. And I think using the token is going to be obviously an important thing to trade on our platform. And so for that reason, I'm very excited about the project. And I think if you take a look at what we're doing, if you go to our website at XTRADE.io and read our white paper, rather, you will see that our mission is very direct, very straightforward, and very, very much executable. And so that is the primary driver for what we're doing, is to deliver that value using the systems that we already know and making the space a better place for everybody.
Great. Thanks so much for joining us today, Alex.
Thanks, Evie. I appreciate it. And pleasure to speak to you, and fantastic interview. Thanks.
For all the links and resources we mentioned in this episode, go to cryptoradio.io/xtrade. To listen to the other interviews with founders of blockchain companies, go to cryptoradio.io/founders. The Crypto Radio official launch contest is still running for about a week or so, and you can win some of the $3,000 worth of prizes. Go to cryptoradio.io/contest.